YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Hello everybody! Do apologise for the immediate state of my hair. I had just combed it and not tousled it, if that makes sense. But good evening, good afternoon and welcome. Good morning, wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is that you are coming in from. I've got to say it's very good to have you here. So this isn't going to be a regular yet, but this is the second of our late night feed. So as our late night live for us here in the UK, it is 1:45 and I'm very aware that at various places around the world it is different times. So if you're in the US, I believe it's getting on for 7 o'clock EDT. Is that right? I think that's right. Something like that. Anyway, so good evening to Necro Neil and Ed, two of our lovely moderators who are on the late shift today. Good evening to Ninzo Day and Sherry, who have said hello in the live chat. If you are here live, don't be a lurker. Come and say hello. We're going to be cracking on with some tarot readings very soon. Before we do, I do have to say that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all your own decisions about your own life, and tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional in those areas. Also, I do have to say, please do not dox yourself on the internet. Look after your own digital security. Just because this is a tiny little YouTube channel doesn't mean that things you put out on this channel in the comments section when you're chatting or when you're asking a question could not come back and bite you on the bum in years to come. We wouldn't want that to happen just because you're asking for a tarot reading. So do watch out the level of information you put out there. I'm just clearing off my desk because I hadn't quite got it ready. I'd sorted out my earrings and I had sorted out my, what's it called? I'd sorted out my pin, but I hadn't sorted anything else out. You're lurking in bed. That's not a problem. Thank you very much, Cal100. I'm looking good. Oh no, I'm looking well. And for 23.52, I know, right? It's not too bad. I'm just putting all my badges on, just putting them all on. I'm going to York Pride on Saturday, so that's good. I'm just sorting out everything because I feel like I look a mess. That's what it is, you see. Normally, when we stream a little bit earlier in the evening, it doesn't feel as late. It feels like I should be getting ready for bed, basically, rather than getting ready to do a two and a quarter hour stream. But anyway, right. So how would you get a tarot reading on this channel if you are just joining us? Good evening, Ellis. You've just been told at 10 p.m. today that a colleague of your... Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my darling. I'll see what I can do. So sorry for that. I think it will be too soon to do a tarot reading for her loved ones, in all honesty. If she's only passed today, give it a bit of time for that energy to kind of settle, if that makes sense. But I'm sorry to hear that. Let me turn that one off. But yeah, I will happily... what day is today? Today's Thursday, so Sunday onwards I'd happily do that. Right, so let me just press a button. What am I trying to do? Right, If you are looking for a tarot reading on this channel, there are two ways to get one. The first way is to send it as a super chat. That automatically comes through. It comes up onto my screen. I've got a separate area. It comes up flagged and everything. However, if you don't want to send a super chat or you can't send a super chat, that isn't a problem at all. Just wait until I do a free round and then pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will pick one of those at random. If yours isn't picked, then all you need to do is select and copy your question and wait until I open up another free round. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope so, because we're opening a free round right now. So go on then. If you would like a tarot reading, go ahead, stick your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or send it across as a super chat. Either way, go ahead and do one of those things right now. Oh, excuse me. I've just been trying to clip the headphone thing into the back of my hair, to be honest, so that it doesn't keep falling down. But anyway, let's have a look. It looks as if I have 3 questions in. Okay, Ellis, my darling, you don't need to send a super chat on Sunday. I'll do that for you when we start. Chaylee, Ninzo Day and Sherry, I've got 3 questions in, so let me just hit the star button on those. To send a super chat, Cal100, it's just where you comment, there's just next to it, there's a little $sign. So all you need to do is, oh, that sounds better, that stopped my echo. So all you need to do is to just click that and send it of whatever amount you choose. Right then, so for this round, let me take that one off. And so there's 3 questions in, so it's just going to be a random pick, and I've got my eye closed, so we're going with this one here. Hang on, that wasn't one. I need to find a random way of doing it when I've got more than 2 questions in. Right, so I'm keeping it very small movements. This one. There you go. So what I do is I go up and down on the jog wheel on the area, and I just move the mouse very slightly between the 3 questions, and that's how I picked Chaylee. So good evening, Chaylee. A general reading for you, my darling. Absolutely no problem. This is what I didn't want for it to do, is to stick. Hang on, I might have to trail the cord. Oh, hang on a second, everyone. I know, right? This was all organised and now it isn't. Where's that got stuck? Oh. Hang on. Has it gone? Has it gone in the front and it's supposed to be behind? Oh, this is... Hang on, everybody. Right, I'm all twisted. Look, I've got wires everywhere. Right, let's try not to have all of those there. Let's put some of those back behind there. Oh, we'll just have to have... I'll tell you what, we'll just have to have the cord visible. It's not the best, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyway... Right, let's go ahead. And you wouldn't believe I've been doing this for like 4 years now, this streaming malarkey, would you? Oh, okay, Ed. Absolutely no problem. No problem at all. Right then, so I've got the Lightseers Tarot deck today. That's the one that's... It feels pertinent to use. So then let's just have a wee look. I might turn the lights down. In fact, what I will do, this isn't a light, it's actually a mirror, but it's reflecting directly in. So there we go. That's better. Right then, here we go. So where is the question. Chaley, do you know what? You wouldn't believe I've been doing this for 4+ years, and it feels like I'm completely out of sorts. It feels like this is like a 9 o'clock in the morning stream, not a 11:45 in the evening stream. Anywho, we are on. We are ready to go. So what I'm going to do is just unclip this blooming thing. Hang on 1 second, everybody. 1 second. I do apologise, Chaley. Honestly, I will be organised just in a couple of seconds. There we go. Right, here we go. So, as always, when we do the tarot readings on this channel, we always cleanse the area first using the little bell, and we bring Wispy in. So if you don't know what Wispy is my air elemental, and basically is a servitor, or maybe he's a egregore, or maybe he's a tulpa. Whichever way, he is a magical creation. You can go down into the description box just down below, and just before the page break, right there is a little link to the podcast episode that me and Neil have done, talking about what my dragons are, because I do actually have 5 of them. I know, right? I am the true mother of dragons, but mine go back 20 odd years, so there we go, before the TV show ever began. I don't know about the books because I've never read them, but anyway. So, Chaley, this is your drop. So we just want a general reading for Chaley. Here we go. So then, where you are right now, where you are, oh, we got the star. What you need to know, oh, the tower, and what your future is looking like. So where you are headed if things stay the same. So then, I need to click on that one. So in the first card, so this is where you are right now. We've got the star. So in a lot of decks, this would have a moon, and you'll have a dog and a jackal and other animals howling at the moon and all of that. This deck is a lot more sort of spiritually minded, and this deck actually kind of sums up my interpretation of the star, because for me the star is a little bit about sort of wishful thinking, because the idea of the card is when you wish upon a star. Now obviously in Disney, when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. However, in reality, when you wish upon a star, not a lot happens unless you turn that wish into a goal and start stepping towards that goal. So you might wish to lose, I don't know, 20-30 pounds, right, in weight. You might wish to do that. However, you buy a takeaway every single day, or you might wish to have the money to buy a brand new car, and yet you spend beyond your means every month. Do you know what I mean? Wishing isn't going to do it. And that's kind of what this card is saying. It's saying it's all well and good having those wishes, Chaley, but if you really want that to come to fruition, you've got to do more than chuck a dollar coin or a pound coin into the fountain. Do you know what I mean? You've got to make a wish a goal and then actively pursue it. Now, that's interesting that that's come up there, because the card that we've got in the what you need to know position is actually the Tower. And the Tower, a bit like on the depiction there, the Tower is about uncomfortable truths being revealed. It's about what you think of is up, is down. It's having that rug pulled from under your feet. It's basically saying everything you thought was the status quo turns out it was not true, or it was not valid, or it was, for some reason, it was built on a falsehood. So again, whether this is linking in with this wish card, it really does feel like at the moment, it's like you've made a wish and now you're realizing that making a wish isn't enough. That's not sufficient. You have to actually do something. And it almost feels like, I always feel bad saying this, but you know when you're a kid, so when I was a kid, a friend told me that Father Christmas didn't exist. Now, of course, that was a lie just in case there's any little ones listening. That was obviously a lie, but I remember when I first found that information out, it felt like this card. It felt like the rug had been pulled. Do you know what I mean? So that's where you're coming up in the present. Now, your sort of future, what the opportunities are to come, we've got the Three of Pentacles. Now, this isn't actually too bad a card. It's basically saying that, look, you've got some work to do, right? Because Pentacles is career, work, finances. So it could be in your work sphere, your work area, that you've got to get some advice and bring some people in and maybe, you know, adapt to that sort of new situation. The thing with Pentacles, though, it can also represent growth because it's the earth elemental energy. And so for me, Pentacles could also be that there is an area in your life that you need to learn from. Coming up directly after the Tower card would make sense, but that you need to seek advice from the people around you, because the twos are couples coming together and threes are kind of like that next step. So the 3 is talking about maybe having not a throuple. We've been watching a lot of Sister Wives on TLC at the moment, but not that setup. The 3 is kind of like asking for support, asking for advice, and taking it that way. So basically, it feels like there's a bit of wishful thinking going on with a situation that under the surface is really truly revealing itself, and it's revealing the truth that wasn't there before, and that the way forward is to get some advice and to literally ask people for help. And that's something that I know that most of us are really crap at. We're really bad at asking for support. But there you are, Chailey. I hope that helps, my darling. And that is your question for today. That is your reading for today. Thank you ever so much for asking, and of course thank you for being here. Let me know what time of day it is as well when you're coming in. Let me know if you're like where you are, whether it's super late or whatever, because it's really difficult. Thank you, Cal100, for your donation, for your super chat. You can get a general reading, my darling. I will do that for you straight after this. Oh, hang on, I need to check the comments, don't I? Let me just check the comments. Good evening, Jay. Hello, my darling. Hello. Wispy's fabulous. Thank you, Chailey. Thank you, Ellis. Thank you, Dootler Vlogs. This is the I've forgotten what it was called then. The Lightseers deck. So yes. Hi, Jay. Looking forward to Saturday? ? How was your birthday? ? It's 5 p.m. where you are. Wow. I thought it was 7 p.m. in EDT. I don't know. Not quite sure. Right then. You live in Utah. There's a lot of polygamy in Utah. So we've been watching on YouTube, the TLC channel, going back into like stories and what Christmases were like on the Sister Wives household and things like that. And then my other half has now bought TLC. No, he hasn't. He's bought Discovery Plus so that we can watch Sister Wives from the beginning. So we've just started watching from season 1. Because we'd run out of other things to watch, basically. So yeah, so we've got 17 more seasons to watch, and we already know all the spoilers because we've already watched pretty much some of the bits from the last season where they were looking back. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Right, anyway, I hope that helps, Chailey. I really do. Cal100, your reading will be coming up straight after this. I'm really hoping you can't tell, and I don't think you can because the microphone's just about in the right place. But I just managed to spill coffee all down my breasts. I know, right? That's good, isn't it? Only I can spill coffee every time I drink it. At least I'm not spilling it on the equipment this time. But anyway, it's actually decaf coffee for once, because I thought at this time of night, there's no way I should be... there's no way I should be drinking like proper coffee. But anyway, let's have a look. So, Cal 100. Let me just change the camera. By the way, yes, memberships are now open. You can join us on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. UK time for members only live streams. I've also been working, just before I do Cal's reading, I've also been working on my website, which is beyondauthentic.co.uk, and I may well have coming up, I may well have a members only discount of 25% off my normal tarot reading prices, with the full readings where you get different spreads and all of that gubbins, the usual what I do basically. So 2 spreads, 10 cards for the first one, and then a clarifying spread. And all of that is available right now on my website. And members, if you are a member, I will be releasing the code a little later on this week. I was going to wait until the solstice, but I've decided to release it a little bit later this week. So you'll be able to get yourself a 25% discount off proper tarot readings, or either one-to-one or recorded, whatever you prefer. So yes, that is all coming up. Anyway, Cal 100, let's go across to your reading. So I'm going to swap cameras, and as always, we're going to cleanse the space. I know, right? I'm sure my neighbours are going to love this, going on till 2 a.m, cleansing the space, but never mind. Wispy, Cal 100 would like a general reading, please. So a general reading for Cal 100. So yes, let's have a wee look. Oh look, the crows come out to play. Lovely crow. I do love my crows. There we go. Look, just there, look. Cal 100. Cal 100. That's my bad crow impression. Right then, Wispy. So Cal 100, a general reading. So we're going to do, Wispy, we're going to do the inverted triangle. Okay, that's what we're doing for Cal. Don't forget, everybody, if you do get a super chat reading, it is a little bit longer. It's actually 6 or 7 cards instead of the 3, and it goes into a little bit more detail. So then let's do this for you, Cal. Where you are right now. Ooh, Ace of Swords. What you need to know, the King of Wands, and what the possible future is. We've got the Tower again. I have been shuffling these cards. This time it's come up upside down. Then we've got linking those two. We've got the Page of Cups, linking the King to the Tower. We've got the 6 of Wands, and the root card, the base of everything, is the 4 of Pentacles. Right then, so let's have a look. Did I need... Oh yeah, we've got the Tower, haven't we? So there we go. Right then. In the way you are right now, we've got the Ace of Swords. Now, it has come up reverse, but I'll show you what the Ace of Swords looks like in this deck. So, for me, Swords is always going to be the trouble and strife set. It's the challenges, the obstacles, things like that. In this deck, you can see it's very clearly showing the other aspect of the Swords as well, which is ideas, intuition. So the Ace of Swords here is kind of leaning a little bit more towards that aspect of it. It's reversed, so it's saying that I think there's something here, Cal, that you are maybe not so much ignoring, but I do think there's some sort of spiritual element that you are not following up on, if that makes sense. Because it kind of feels like whether you've had a recent happening, a recent experience, or whether this is something that's been going on for a while, because it's reversed, it's saying that this ace the challenges that admitting that this spiritual or whatever connection would bring, it's something that you don't want to face. So it's kind of saying that there is this opportunity in some sort of spiritual realm or some sort of brand new idea that if you follow that, it's going to fundamentally change some aspects of your life. And the thing with that is that it could change it amazingly. I remember when I first started doing tarot readings online, I was terrified because I kept thinking, well, actually, do you know what? How do I do a tarot reading when the person isn't like opposite me? How do I do a tarot reading when it's at a real distance? And then I opened up and I developed those skills, you know, that I'd already had for for a couple of decades, and then just expanded on what I was doing. So there's kind of a connection here with that. In the what you need to know, we've got the King of Wands reversed. Now, for me, Wands is all about security and confidence. You can see here the lion in the background. We all know what the lion represents. It represents the king of the jungle, strength, because the lion image is on that strength card as well. Wands, as I say, is confidence, and kings are the authority figure with that confidence. So the king should be the most confident card in the deck. But again, this is saying it's reverse, Cal. So there is something here that you are maybe a little bit nervous over, or really not wanting to face, and it's something that I think is knocking you. It feels like, I mean, again, this could be a person, if this isn't an aspect of you, it could be a person in your life that is kind of bringing that authority figure. So it could be a father figure, it could be a boss, something like that. But whatever it is, it's affecting your confidence, and it's almost, hang on, I just need to get that little thingy done. The tower, there we go. It's almost like it's almost like this king element. Hang on, Wispy, give me that again. I don't think it's father figure, and I'm not sure. Hang on. It could, so it's somebody who's in some sort of control over your life. I don't think it's father figure, but it could be a boss, or it could be bank man. No, I don't think it's bank manager. I don't think it's not tutor, it's not bank manager, but it's somebody who's got, I think it, I don't know. I think, hang on, have we got any other pentacles? No. Oh, 4, maybe. Ah, right. Okay. It could be a boss. It could be a boss, because we're opposite the 4 of Pentacles. And that's stagnancy. That's things not developing in the workplace. And the king's directly opposite. I'll come to that in a second. This is the one I was setting up. Again, it's the tower. And this is coming up in your future. Now, what I would say about this, Cal, is that it's looking like the rug's going to be pulled. So whatever this boss is, don't be surprised if you don't get the promotion you're expecting, or if you don't get the raise that you're expecting, or you don't get, you know, you get taken off a project or something like that, because the tower here is reversed. So when it's reversed, it's like, normally the tower comes a bit out of left field. When it's reversed, it's like, oh my God, I had no fucking clue that that was coming. I had no idea. So this is your warning, basically. Whatever this boss level, whatever this is that's stopping your confidence or sapping your confidence at this king level, I would say it's gonna unravel. whatever that is, whatever that means, I think it's going to unravel because of this tower. So just be prepared for that. In the next layer underneath, linking the Ace of Swords with the King, we've got the Page of Cups. So your emotions are really linked in with this, but not in a I'm just going to say it, not in a grown-up way, right? So not in a calculated, if this happens, then I'll do this and I'll do that. It's like there's something here that you're really passionate about. So if this is a project at work, or if this is, you know, a new study thing, or if whatever this is, whoever this person is that has this, you know, go and do this, go and do that, whatever this king is, whatever sway he has, it's something you really want to do, because we've got the Page of Cups involved, and the Page of Cups is they're the ones who get really excited about doing something. Cups is your emotional suit, so it's kind of like whatever this new start and new challenges are, you really want to take on it. You really want to take on this project, or you really want to, you know, get moving with something, and it's exciting. But because it is so exciting, if it doesn't come out like this Tower card suggests, please don't feel too crestfallen. Please don't feel too heartbroken. Linking the King of Wands with the Tower reversed, we've got the Six of Wands reversed. So there's lots, every single card here is reversed, right? So it doesn't feel as if you have a lot of autonomy in this decision. It doesn't feel as if you've got a lot of choice. It's like all of these cards are suggesting that whatever's going on in your life right now, you're waiting for other people to make these decisions. You're waiting for other things to fall into place. And it feels like this king is quite representative of that. But the Six of Wands, if I turn it that way round, you can see that the Six of Wands is often linked in with performance or performative elements of confidence. So standing up on stage, belting out a song, whatever. But you can see this wreath and you can see the audience. So again, it's talking about your confidence is linked into how people view you and how the wider community view you. But at the moment, because you're waiting on some sort of pay rise, promotion, project, whatever it is from this king, and it does feel like that's what it is, because you're waiting, it's like your confidence is just stuck, and there's a lot of stagnancy, and that's where this card comes in. So Pentacles is work, career, finances. Sometimes it represents just growth and the earth element, but this feels like it is work based, and it's reversed in its four. Normally fours are talking about stability, because you think of 4 table legs, 4 chair legs, everything's nice and stable. When it's reversed, it's talking about stagnant energy. So there is a massive block here, this energy that is around this king and around all of these decisions, everything that's happening. This energy is really, really stuck. It's really stagnant, and this is in the work, career, finance element. So when we look at the way the cards are actually laid out, the king directly opposite the root, the king is the cause of the problem, basically. So whoever this king is, whatever this project or whatever it is you're waiting on is, this is the causing of this blockage. And it feels like I take back this being the spiritual connection, and I think this is more about a project that hasn't started because of the ace reversal. I don't think it is that spiritual connection. I think it is far more down to the fact that there is this project, which all the cards are saying, that hasn't got off the ground. But that's leaving you emotionally uncertain and a little bit wibbly. It's causing this stagnation in the career aspect. So it doesn't feel as if career-wise you're moving forward the way that you should. And then as we move towards the future, it's impacting your confidence. So maybe that's stopping you from applying for other positions or other projects or other promotions within the company or whatever it is. But ultimately, it's leading to this tower reversal, which is saying don't be surprised if everything that you are waiting on from the king, or everything you are waiting to hear back from, or everything you are wanting the king to provide doesn't happen, because I don't think the king's got the final power. It feels like we're missing an emperor or a hierophant, or we're missing something here in this jigsaw to make this happen. And yeah, I would be very careful about putting all your eggs in this king's basket, put it that way. And if this confidence card is true, which I believe it is, my advice would be, look, put a CV together, put a, I don't know, a show reel, depending, I don't know what you do for a job, but put something together and prepare yourself to start looking elsewhere. Have a little look on LinkedIn, have a little look on the job websites, and just see what's out there, because it does feel like long term that's going to be a benefit. And again, I'm sorry that's not the answers you're looking for, but it is the guidance that the cards have given. But again, thank you very much for your question. Right, let me go into, where's my glasses gone? There they are. Let me go into the comments. Jodie McCartan, I've got your question in. Thank you very much for that. Bear with me just 1 second. Let me, oh, hang on. I've got Christine Native Love. I've got your question in as well, my darling. So I've got Christine and then Jodie coming up. Let me just have a look. Cal 100. You believe it's a future boss. Okay. You had a job that's been going on for a while, but the guy keeps getting back to you very slowly for months. Are you still getting paid? Don't know. Let me have a look. Cal, it's a new opportunity to be an interior designer. Wow. Something you hadn't done before, but always wanted to. However, the owner has said that he would like to take you on as an assistant first. That could be where the, what's it called? The tower card comes in. So yeah, that could be related to that. I wouldn't be too hopeful, in all honesty, Cal. It feels like all of your cards were reversed. So all of that is basically taking that autonomy away from you. So my advice would be, if that's what you want to do, if you don't have experience, maybe look at doing a course or getting some qualifications. But also, like, proactively contact that King of Wands. Proactively contact the king, contact the boss and say, look, I'm really interested in doing this. Taking on as an assistant is actually probably a really good way in, because you'll learn on the job and at least you've got money coming in. It might not be what you're expecting to go into at like a proper designer level. However, it will pay you enough to learn on the job, and that is sometimes the best experience that you can get, as long as you request that it be put in the contract that you have a yearly review with an eye to, you know, moving into that field sort of properly rather than just as an assistant. But I would say try and be proactive. That tower card worries me. Okay, so I would say be proactive, get in touch with the boss, tell him you're eager to start, you're all of these things, it's exciting, blah blah blah, and try and offset that tower card. But I wish you the very best, Cal, and thank you very much for your question. Right then, Christine, I will do your question next. Before I do, I'm going to play, I'm going to remind people, sometimes I use adulty language.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Okay, Christine, I'm just going to cleanse the space for your reading. There we go. And bring in Wispy. So then, Wispy, Christine Native Love would like to know, what is the energy of me and Stephen? Does he love me the same way I love for him? Is he going to reach out to me again? Let's see what we've got. Christine and Stephen. Christine and Stephen. What do we think, Wispy? Christine and Stephen. Let's have a look. I love the sound system. I've changed the setup on the sound, and you can really hear the cards now, which I really like. I don't do ASMR because being ADHD, it annoys the hell out of me. But I've got to say, I do like the sound of cards being shuffled. Right then, Wispy, what's the energy of Christine and Stephen? Let's do the cut. There we go. Sort of central. And let's have a look. So once again, because we've got a donation linked in with a super chat, this is going to be a longer reading. So we're going to look for what Stephen wants. This is all about Stephen. So I'll tell you what, we'll go with what you want, what Stephen wants, and what the relationship future is. Okay, so that's whether he's going to reach out again. So what you want, what Stephen wants, and the relationship future. Okay, so what you want, Ace of Wands, what Stephen wants, Knight of Wands, and the relationship future. Oh, we've got the Chariot. Linking the Ace to the Knight, we've got the King of Swords. Linking the Knight to the Chariot, the Five of Cups, and the root of it all is the Queen of Swords. Right, okay. So, let me just click on that one for the animations. There we go. So, don't click on the buttons. Right, Ace of Wands. So, first of all, Wands, as I said earlier, Wands is all about security, confidence, your sense of self-esteem, all of those lovely things. The Ace is a new beginning, a brand new start. So this is asking what you want of the relationship, and it feels like you want this relationship to strengthen. You want to feel more confident about it. You want to know kind of, well, obviously you want to know what's happening. You've asked a bloody tarot question, but you really need to know what's going on in order for you to feel more confident and more secure in the relationship. And that's obviously, that's perfectly normal. I think everybody in any kind of relationship, you need to kind of know where you stand. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of the type of relationship you're in. So this makes perfect sense. It's interesting though that this isn't a cup card. So cups would be your emotion. And it's really interesting that actually this is talking about your own confidence. So that's just something to note. In the position of what Stephen wants, we've got the Knight of Wands. Now, this on the surface looks like a reasonably good card, doesn't it? Knights are the teenage energy of the deck. They're the ones who act first, think later. So they're very sort of very reactive. They're very quick, and they're very on the go all the time. It sounds fantastic. And we're talking about wands, so obviously a Knight of Wands, a knight of confidence, obviously that's a good thing. Well, it is and it isn't. It depends on what the confidence brings, because to be brutally honest, the knights can often be seen as players, right? Not the Knight of Wands, so I don't think it's the ultimate player, but the fact that you've got the confidence card coming up, and the fact that the confidence card is coming up here, or the confidence suit is coming up here as well, with that knight energy, it feels like maybe Stephen is after that same sort of confidence boost. And that doesn't necessarily mean hearts and flowers, monogamy, and all of those things. Where the relationship is headed, we do have the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is all about movement. It's all about journeys. Now, very rarely this sort of reflects on a physical journey. Normally it's talking about an emotional journey, or it's talking about a spiritual journey, a movement. This could mean almost anything at this point. Don't worry, because we're going to go delve into the deeper elements. So this could mean, because we're asking what Stephen wants with a relationship future, it could be that Stephen wants to move away from the relationship with yourself, or it could be that he wants the relationship to move forward somehow. So I'm going to delve into it, and we'll look a little bit closer. So linking your Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands for Stephen, we've got the King of Swords. Swords is trouble and strife. Swords is the suit that is all about challenges, obstacles, and the hard lessons in life, basically. And the King is the ultimate bringer of that challenge, those hardships. And this is reversed. Now, when I see a reverse card, it basically means for me that it's beyond your control, because you're the one that's asking the question. Even though you're asking about what Stephen's energy is, it's pointing that this is more representative of Stephen's energy than it is of yours. Now, obstacles and challenges don't necessarily mean that a relationship is doomed. What they can just mean is that it's a relationship that's going to have some teething problems, some growing pains as it moves forward. The one thing I would say, though, is that this King of Swords being reversed, linking to the Knight of Wands, does suggest that there's a little bit of a disconnect here with what you're after from the relationship. This Ace being your energy doesn't really tally with the King of Swords reversed, if that makes sense. So opposite, as we go across, opposite the King, we've got the Five of Cups. Now, this is the card of not realizing what you've got, basically. So you can see here, this person is quite upset, or slightly mournful, I should say, that these three cups are empty and their energy is being drained down into this spiral, and they're actually pouring more of their energy down in this bowl, but they've still got this one. So they're looking at sort of these three being empty and, oh, I'm having to use everything I've got, without realizing that there is still, you know, in this case, a full bowl of sparkling, wonderful universe energy there. Now, this card is also reversed. And so again, it's almost like you are holding out hope on this one bowl. It's like everything else is starting to get sucked down into this whirlpool, but you're holding out hope that this one bowl is going to be the bowl that leads you both forward into a positive, you know, equal, loving relationship. I don't know whether that single bowl is going to be enough, put it that way. It doesn't feel that Stephen has that same root connection that you may have for him, particularly because when we come to the root, we've got the Queen of Swords. So we've already had the King, and now we've got the Queen of Swords coming up in your root position. Now, bear in mind, when I was saying that when the card is reversed, it almost suggests that that energy isn't coming from you. So the question is then, where's that Queen energy coming from? Let me do your past to future. So once I pull the central card out, we look at this as being a past to future. So we've got this element of you wanting to have this new take on the relationship, new confidence, new growth, wanting this relationship to actually build you up. However, the obstacles are coming in thick and fast, because we've got the King of Swords bringing challenges and obstacles your way. We've got the Queen of Swords stepping in, bringing you more challenges, more obstacles, but also there's a certain amount of aloofness that the Queen brings and a certain amount of distance. We then go to the Five of Cups as we move forward, and this has you holding on to the last hope that this relationship is going to be, you know, the two of you in a happy, living happily ever after. And then we've got the Journey card, then we've got the Chariot, and that seems to suggest, my darling, that maybe he's not going to reach out to you because maybe he's already moving on, and it feels like you're left holding this single bowl of bright sparkling energy, hoping that things will get better. But actually it honestly feels like Stephen's already kind of, you know, 1 foot out the door, if not 2 feet out the door. And again, my darling, I know this isn't going to be the answers that you were hoping for, but as I always say, I can only give you the guidance that the cards give me and not necessarily the answers that you actually want. But I hope that helps, and I hope it gives you a little bit of clearance as to what might be happening with Stephen. And again, thank you very much for your question. That is your reading for tonight, my darling, and I wish you nothing but the very, very best. Right then, let me have a look in the comment section. If you're new here, you might be wondering why I'm not responding to comments. It's because I am ADHD. If I see the comments moving up and I see people commenting, not just the person that I'm reading for, then it's incredibly difficult for me not to get distracted, and it's incredibly difficult for me to literally stay on task. But I do come back to it normally at the end. ASMR card shuffling, it could be good. Christine, you say very true. He has you blocked. Oh, my darling. I don't think he's going to talk to you. I don't think he's going to talk to you, my darling. I really don't. It did help. Okay, my darling. Sorry about that. Again, it feels like he's already moved away to a certain extent with that Chariot card. But I hope it gives you some sort of closure. Yep, I know. Thank you, Neil. I've got Jodie on. I was more interested in this comment just there. Well, not more interested, but I got distracted. Cow's hooves. There will be YouTube videos with hours of cow's hooves. Yeah, not my card shuffling, obviously, because my card shuffling is all over the place. But card shuffling, we'll see. Anyway, right, Jodie, excuse me, Jodie McCartan, you are going to be the next cab off the rank. Oh, excuse me. You'll be the next reading, and that reading will be coming up in 17 seconds.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Okay, so Jodie McCartan. Oh gosh, what do you mean haphazard shuffling? I don't know what anybody's talking about. I know, right? It was better. I used to be able to shuffle years and years and years ago, much better before the fibro became an issue. So there we go. Fibromyalgia stops play, as always. But here we go. Right, so we cleanse the space. We're bringing in Wispy, the most wonderful air elemental of all time. Thank you, Wispy. If you don't know what Wispy looks like, by the way, imagine this lovely dragon here, right? Very similar, bit longer, but made out of smoke and ether and wisps of clouds, wisps of dreams, wisps, hints of steam, and like those tiny little bit, you know, when you see clouds and the sun slowly melting them away, and it's just that last little bit, that last whisper. That's what Wispy's made out of. So there you go. Hopefully that gives you a visualization of what Wispy looks like. What does Wispy do? Well, he is my egregore servitor, or tulpa. He's my thought form that connects to the Akashic records and basically downloads the information of what the cards are saying directly into my brain. But there's a whole podcast episode just down in the description box to fully explain that. So then, Wispy, Jodie McCartan would like to know, is she moving soon? Will it be soon? Will it be the house that she loves right now? Jodie wants to know, are they moving soon? Will it be the house they love right now? And if so, how soon? So then, let's see. What are we going to do for your spread? I think we need to do... Right, I think we need to do the standard. Where you are right now, what you need to know, and what the future brings. But we'll do that, Wispy, as... Do I want to do it as an inverted V, or do I want to do a split level? I think I'm going to do a split level. I think we're going to do a split level, Wispy. Right, so let's have a look. And where you are right now, Page of Wands, what you need to know, the Moon, and the Queen of Wands in the opportunity to come. Right. Interesting. Right. So then, okay, we're then going to do... We're going to look at, okay, things that you need, things you need to bear in mind. Okay, right, I can see the issues. Right, okay, so in the where you are, we've got the Page of Wands. So Wands, I always say that Wands is security, confidence, self-esteem, all of that. However, there is another aspect to the Wands that for me doesn't normally come up, but it's really interesting that in this, with this deck, as opposed to the other deck that I tend to use a lot, and with this particular question, that you've got the wand cards. And the reason I'm saying it's super interesting is because the other meaning of the wands is bricks and mortar security. So sometimes the wands can represent physical homesteads. So the fact that you've got the wands coming up is really interesting. So where you are right now, we've got the Page of Wands. So Page is that young, naive, sort of childlike energy. This is reversed, but this is talking about that energy of excitement, that energy of, come on, we want to do this now. It's going to be really, really exciting. We're going to have this new house. We're going to be able to decorate it. We'll be able to do X, Y, Z, do the garden, blah, blah, blah. This is reversed. So it's saying that I think that excitement has kind of come and gone now. You're like, okay, this is now becoming stressful because I just want to know what's happening, and I just need to know what's going on, and I just need to know blah, 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 blah. Now, the moon can sometimes relate to navel gazing and hoping and wishing and all of that. But the moon, when we're talking about timescales, can also be talking about months. This is reversed, so it's not going to be this month, right? It's not going to be this month. I don't know what timescale you're looking at, but it's not going to be within the next 28 days. However, the fact that the moon's come up at all is saying it's months, not years, right? The moon, oh, hang on. Did I play the moon? Did I play this already? I don't think I did. But yeah, it's just a little animation of the moon. There's a certain element with the moon about looking inward, waiting, trying to find that inner patience, trying to find that inner core of, yeah, patience is the good word. Patience and that sort of, I don't want to say wisdom, but you know what I mean by that. That sort of element of just let it go. It will come when it comes. Things are going to happen. We've just got to be patient with it. We've just got to let it come at its own time. So it does feel like things are going to be happening with a house, certainly. but it doesn't feel like it's going to be happening very, very quickly, if that makes sense. It feels like there's things that have to work out, particularly because you're asking about a specific house. The Queen of Wands, Queen is nurturing, and the Queen energy is coming in that wand suit, and it's coming in to say that I do think there's a very, very, very good opportunity for the house that you've already kind of earmarked, but that isn't going to happen yet. So there's a choice to be made. Either you kind of give that house that you're looking at time and let the things fall into play, let the cards fall as they will, sort of thing, and let all those pieces of the jigsaw come together whilst pursuing it, or you completely just let it go and find somewhere else. The thing about the Queen, though, is that this is that nurturing energy. The Queens often are the more powerful ones of the deck, even more powerful than the Kings of the suits. They're more powerful than the Kings because the Queens often get their way. The Queens are very good at using that nurturing energy or stopping that nurturing energy to get what they want, if you know what I mean. There's like in the real world, if you are married to a powerful man and you need that powerful man to do something, then maybe you withhold certain things.
Oh my.
Yeah, maybe you withhold certain things so that the king kind of does what you want, or maybe you suggest certain things. Do you know what I mean? The power behind the throne is what the queens bring. So it could well be that if it is the house that you are after right now, this is bringing that nurturing energy, particularly if it's a property that you are going to be able to either move family into, or be closer to family, or start a family, or continue a family, or whatever that might look like, whether that is adopting children or taking on fur babies, whatever that looks like for you, it's very much that family connection linked in with this property. Now then, we threw some random cards here, and these are also interesting cards because we've got first of all, we're saying patience. Again, we've got temperance. This is the ultimate patience card. It is going to get really annoying waiting and almost keeping the faith that this house is going to happen. But the temperance is literally saying, look, things will come. You've just got to keep going and try and see if you can find a middle way. See if there's any way of, if there's two sides maybe in buying or selling this house, maybe find a different way in, because it's very much negotiating and collaborating is linked in with this temperance card. Patience, finding the right time, all of those lovely things. It's like, yep, it will happen when you've got this sort of third way. So just keep that in mind. It does feel like there is a financial element in play because you've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Now, Pentacles, as I said, is work, career, finances, and stroke growth. You can see we've got the roots on the card there. But the Pentacles here, the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. So either there isn't going to be an immediate financial solution, or there's things that are going to be getting in the way that you need to be patient with. So whether that is mortgages, selling the house you're in, blah, 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 whatever that looks like for you, my darling, it's just saying, just be patient with this money. Money's going to be a bit of a problem initially, but you've got the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me this does not look like, oh my God, once again, I've forgotten her name. Hang on. It's not Amanda Bassett. I can't remember her name. Oh my God. Anyway. What's her name? Alison Bassett. Amanda Bassett. It's not Anne-Marie. What is it? I can't remember. God damn, that's going to annoy me now. But anyway, the Queen of Pentacles brings that, again, that nurturing energy. But also, when I said here that the Queen is the power behind the throne, the Queen is the power behind the throne with the Pentacles as well. So with finances, so if there is an element about needing that sort of nurturing touch with the finances, if there is that needing to nudge you know, nudge the king or nudge whatever just to one side. And again, kings and queens in the tarot suit don't necessarily relate to men and women. They can relate to people of any gender. It's just that nurturing vibe comes in with the queens. Could be a male queen, could be a non-binary queen, doesn't actually matter. It's the label that this person carries. But the queen here is very much the link to this queen. And it does feel like, if I had to put money on it, yes, you're going to get the house or one very similar next door or in the next block or whatever it is. So yes, it feels like the house is coming, but you need to be patient and you need to kind of make sure the financial element is put into play. You've got bricks and mortar and sort of patience and keep the faith. You've got patience and money coming in here. So basically, my darling, yes, it feels like the move is going to be happening, probably not in the time scale you want. And yes, it does feel like it's either going to be the house that you love right now or one very, very, very similar, maybe at a slightly lower price, maybe with a better connection financially somehow. But yeah, I hope that helps, my darling. Let us know how it goes. Let us know once you've moved in. It certainly won't be this month. I don't get the impression it's going to be before July. Later in the year it feels more likely, but this financial element needs to be cleared first. And it's almost like there's somebody in the house and you can't move until they move out. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like there's a link and you need to wait for the person at the top of that link to move out, which then means the person next in the link can move out, and then the person that's got the house that you want moves out, and then you can move in. It's something like that you're going to be waiting on. But anyway, my darling, I hope that helps, and do let us know in the next few months, once you've moved and everything's all signed in and everything else, let us know how things go. I would say invite us to the housewarming, but you know, we're over here in the UK and I can't afford flights for love nor money. So there you go. But yeah, have a lovely time and let us know how things go, my darling. But thank you very much for your question, and that is your reading. So then let me have a wee look in the comments section. Oh, hang on. There we go. Take that one off the screen. Oh, no problem, Jodie. I hope that helps. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, I do like that. Yes, I do like that a lot. If the man is the head of the household, then the woman is the neck and can turn the man to her will. Absolutely. In the standard household, in the hetero cisgender normative one. Yes, yes. Man and woman together. Yes, I absolutely agree. You're still here, Jay. Good. Good, my darling. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. It's, oh, that is the worst joke. That is the worst joke ever, ever, ever. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Ed is one of our lovely moderators here. We've got 3 moderators on tonight. We've got Ed, Neil, and Jay, although Jay's a baby moderator, just getting in with a little bit of it. Anyway, so Ed was putting earlier in the chat about how ASMR shuffling would be good, except my shuffling technique is all over the place, so it's probably not a good idea for me to do ASMR shuffling. However, Ed did say that he quite likes cow hooves being ground down, you know, on YouTube videos. And there you go. That's what he's put. It's movingly soothing. Yes, movingly soothing. I know, right? Just the sort of shit the mods talk about when it's just the 2 male mods on. Yep, the 2 male mods and the baby non-binary mod. I know you're not a baby, Jay, but you know what I mean. Anyway, right, I think that is all the super chat questions in. So then it is time to open up a round. It really is. It's time to open up a free round. So then, everybody, it is that time of day when... First of all, though, I do have to say, if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, but also ding your bell. And then change your settings to all so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I go live, even if it is late in the evening. Right then, it is time to open up the next round. So I've put it in the live chat. The banner is running across the bottom of the screen, which means one thing. If you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then I will choose one of those at random. If, however, you want to guarantee that your reading is up next, you can do so by sending it in the form of a super chat. That comes through to me, and it also guarantees not only are you the next cab off the rank, but also you do get a longer reading. Don't forget, what I was going to say, can't remember what I was going to say, but there you go. Do the things. Here's a quick handy video where my brain doesn't do a brain fart halfway through. Okay, right then, let's have a look in the live chat. We've got one question in, and that is from Sherry. So well done, Sherry. Your question will be up next. I just need to say good night to the Nibbling. Good night, Nibbling. I hope you are well. I hope you have a good old sleep. Don't forget, we need to be up and ready for Saturday morning for York Pride. May or may not have burnt yourself while baking earlier. You decided to experiment with different flavoured cupcakes because you ran out of vanilla extract. Yep, I know that one. I know that one. Trust me, sardines and gorgonzola is not a good recommendation. I will tell you that now. However, fish fingers and custard cupcakes, who knows? Who knows? But I'll see you on Saturday, Jay. I'll give you a text tomorrow so we can liaise. But yeah, thank you for popping in and have a lovely sleep, my darling. Right then, Sherry, let's do your reading. Let me go to pop onto the other screen. There we go. And I'm going to change to the other camera. If you're new here, don't forget, we do free rounds and we also do reading requests by Super Chat. If you Super Chat a reading request, then yours comes up in the order that they are received, basically. So what that literally means is if I get two in the same minute, the order they came in determines the order that I do those readings. So we're now going to go for Sherry. And Sherry's asked the question, may I have a general reading, please? Absolutely, Sherry. So as always, we do the bells. That cleanses the space. And we bring in Wispy, the air elemental egregore. So let's have a look. Wispy, Sherry would like to know, can she have a general reading? A general reading for Sherry, please, Wispy. That's what we're looking for. And again, one card dropping is a sign. 2, 3, 17 card droppings. Unfortunately, that's just my fibromyalgia. Like that. It's my fibromyalgia, which has led to my hands not being as delicate, I guess. Dexterous. Dexterity. Dexterous. There's a word. Dexterous. I'm sure dexterous is the thing that the little tablets that you take when you're hungover, and they've got like glucose and all sorts of stuff in it. But yeah, maybe dexterous is the right word. I don't know. Oh, did you see a card turned over and then got put back into the deck? Where is it? Oh, it's 2. Never mind. Right, Sherry, I'm just going to shuffle that again. God, I'm dropping everything this evening, aren't I? Who'd have thought it? I mean, it is like 2 minutes past 1 in the morning here in the UK. Is that going to drop? Oh, it did. It did. There we go. So then, a general reading. Let's have a look for you, Sherry, my darling. So, where you are right now, ooh, 10 of Swords. Bit of a shit time. Right now. What you need to know. Oh, we've got the Emperor. And to come, the 10 of Cups. Right, okay, there's hope. There's hope, my darling. There is definitely hope. So then, let's have a look. So, this is where you are right now, okay? So this is like where your life is in general terms. So the 10 of Swords. Swords, as I keep saying, is the trouble and strife suit. In this deck, they've connected swords to crows or corvids, because some of them look like ravens, some of them look like crows. Now, swords isn't always a negative. Having challenges in life isn't always a negative. It can quite often be overwhelming, especially when you've got a lot going on. But it's also, it's the suit that helps us learn. It's the suit that helps us grow. The thing is, though, 10 is overflowing. I've always said that the 9 of something is when it's at its peak. When it's at the 10, it is overflowing. So it feels like you haven't just got one hurdle coming in. It feels like you've got challenges and hurdles and obstacles coming from every bloody direction at the moment. It's almost like whatever you're trying to do in your life, it's like you turn that corner, bang, there's an obstacle. You turn that way, bang, there's an obstacle. And it's almost like whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever you're trying to do, you take one step forward and bang, there's another new obstacle to deal with. And it's like there's no respite at the moment. And not only does it not feel like you're growing from them or anything else, it will feel like you're in a lose-lose situation, which is completely understandable for where you are. Because again, it doesn't feel like whatever's going on in your life, Sherry, it doesn't feel like this is of your doing, if that makes sense. It feels very much like this is something that is almost external to you. It's almost like this has been dumped in your lap, if that makes sense, and now you're having to deal with all of these issues. It doesn't feel as if it's something that you yourself are triggering. What you need to know, so right at the, hang on, I just need to find, there we go, that one. What you need to know, we've got the Emperor reversed. Now, if the Emperor is representing you, then it's saying that it feels like you've lost some power along the way, because the Emperor is, I mean, you can see it's the king of the chess game. He's literally sitting on the world, using the world as a beanbag or whatever. The Emperor in the tarot deck, arguably, the Emperor and the Empress combined have the most power of the or most control over the people of the tower deck of the tarot deck. They're the ones that are in the ultimate decision making positions. There are other cards, there are other people in the deck that are arguably more important, but these are the ones that have the say over the lives of the deck, if you think of each card as a person or a group of people. Now, the Emperor, when he's reversed, is talking about a lack of control, or control being given or taken away. And it's something that can feel incredibly hard while you're going through it. Oh, I'm getting emotional. I'm getting emotional, Sherry. Hang on, let's just bring Wispy back in. In fact, I'm going to bring in Scarlet, who is the fire dragon. I don't often bring Scarlet in these days, but Scarlet. I don't know whether the Emperor left the situation or whether the Emperor instigated the situation. But this doesn't feel great right now. It's right, Wispy. I need to pull the 3 subconscious cards just to see what's happening. More 10s. Bloody hell. God, you've got a lot on your plate. Right, okay. So, it feels like in the future you do have a lot of really good happiness, if that makes sense. There's a lot of love and joyousness coming your way. You've got the 10 of Cups. It's overflowing with love and positive emotions and positive vibes. So it really does feel like to come, things will get better. I don't know whether the Emperor, I don't know whether this is a relationship and the Emperor is currently missing. My gut instinct is saying that the Emperor is missing at the moment. I don't get the vibe that the Emperor has passed. It's almost like the Emperor, for whatever reason, can't be with you right now, but will return. Does that make sense? When I've looked at the subconscious, as well as the 10 of Swords, you've got the 10 of Wands going on. So again, you've got this massive amount of kind of confidence, and like it's like there's overconfidence. There's far too much happening, and everything right now is one stress on top of the other. It's almost like you're having to pick up because the Emperor's missing right now, and it's fine. It's fine. Long term, you'll get through this. It's just, it's kind of like each one of these challenges that you overcome, you are actually gaining some confidence from, and so that is a silver lining on those dark clouds, put it that way. And it does feel like the more that you achieve, the more you feel you're able to achieve, except you do not want to be put in this position. You don't want to have to kind of learn the hard way, if that makes sense. The 4 of Wands is coming up linked into the Emperor, the reversed Emperor. Again, Wands, confidence, overall confidence. But at the moment, it feels that there's a big part of your life that's just on hold until the Emperor returns. It feels like 4s are talking about stability. Now, this isn't reverse, so it's not talking about stagnancy. It just feels like at the moment you're the swan on the water, you know, where the feet are doing this, like, and the swans just slowly, it doesn't look like a swan. I don't know what swans look like, but anyway, the swan's doing this, like gliding on the surface, and the feet underneath are going, and it's like you're running full pout at the moment to stand still so that you're not sliding backwards. But yeah, look, we've got celebration with the 9 of Pentacles coming in with the 10 of Cups. So there is absolutely something, whether the Emperor comes back with money, whether they're away working or whether they're away for another reason. When the Emperor comes back, things will kind of settle back into a sense of normality, and the financial or work pressures will kind of sort themselves out. Does that make sense? It does feel like you're overdue a celebration with this 10 of Cups, and when the Emperor returns, or when that all figures itself out, that 10 of Cups, that celebration is going to be wild. So hold on to that, my darling. It does absolutely feel that you are growing through this experience, even though the relationship at the moment is kind of station keeping. It's kind of just where it is. It will get better. It absolutely will get better. And that is going to be your reading for today, my darling. I wish you nothing but the very, very best. And all I will say is, if what's going on with the Emperor is what I think, or what Wispy's kind of cluing me into, it will get better. Okay, it will get better. And I think there won't be as many absences in the future, put it that way. And I hope that helps, my darling. Thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, everybody, let's have a look at the first of all, let's change the camera back, and then let's have a look at the live chat. Oh, hang on, there we go. Oh, Nanette's been in. Hello, Nanette. Hope you're well, my darling. Yes, it may. Ah, thank you, my darling. No problem at all, Cherie. I hope that helps. I really do. Oh, look, Nanette's here on our other channel. Nanette's one of our members actually here on the channel. You can actually join our membership from just £2.99. I don't know what that is in dollars. I think it's probably about $2.50, $2. Dextrose is the right word. Ah, dexterous. I don't think it's spelt like that. I think this is the thing that's throwing me. Dextrose, spelt like this, is a brand name of a glucose tablet. I'm sure it is. Dexterous, is it OUS maybe? That's to do with your digits. Digital dexterity. Ellis is back as well. Good evening back, or welcome back, Ellis, I should say. Oh, Holland's here. Hello, Holland. Yay, another mod. If you don't know, everybody, I have 4.5 moderators. We've had 2.5 on earlier today, and moderator 3 has now jumped on the stream to say hello as well. And this is our lovely Holland. And just funnily enough, I was literally, and I do mean literally, about to hit a magic button. And I'm going to do that. I can't either. And literally in my head, it says dexterous, like you've put it in the doodah. But I think it's because you said fructose. I think that spelling is dextrose, and I think that is the tablets that I was getting confused with, if that makes sense. Anyway, what was I going to play? What the heck was I going to play? I know that's what nobody's thinking. But what I was going to play was a lovely little piece from Holland that they put on their own channel, and they allowed me to use here. Just to show people, I guess.
Lisa is such a good tarot reader. I've experienced that for myself because Lisa's read for me quite a few times. But as a mod on her channel, I've also seen...
Sorry, I completely interrupted that. I didn't mean to. But we're opening up a new round now. So do go ahead, pop your question into the chat, starting with the word question, if you would like a free tarot reading. What I do is I select one of those at random. The only way to guarantee your reading is up next is to go ahead and send it as a super chat. That comes through automatically. It gives you a longer reading. And also, if you are new here, you might not know, but 10% of anything I make on YouTube goes to each of the 2 bladder cancer charities that helped me out the last couple of years while I was dealing with bladder cancer. So that is Fight Bladder Cancer and Bladder Cancer UK. So 10% of any monies I make after YouTube takes all its cuts, that goes to each of those 2 charities. So you're doing good, as well as booking a full-on reading. But go ahead, pop your question in the live chat or send it as a super chat, and do that now. And I'll be doing the reading straight after this.
Lisa is such a good tarot reader. I've experienced that for myself because Lisa's read for me quite a few times. But as a mod on her channel, I've also seen loads of times when people have said things like, oh yeah, that really resonates, or that's exactly it, you've hit the nail on the head. And because she doesn't sugarcoat, she just tells it like it is. It can really be quite an emotional and cathartic experience because they're not just being told what they want to hear, they're being told, as she says it, what you need to know. So I definitely recommend her. It's a really good idea to sign up for one of her memberships because they're such good value. You can be part of private live streams that take place before the main ones. And then you're in a much smaller group of people, so you're not competing with all these other people to get a reading. And it's also just a chance to chat with other like-minded people who have that kind of spirituality.
Okay, thank you very much for those kind words, Holland. I've got 2 questions in. Let me just have a wee look. Let me turn that banner off, the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen. Right then, I've got 2 questions in. First of all, Jack Griffith. Hello, Jack. I didn't actually see you pop in. So apologies for not welcoming you when you came in to the chat. Secondly, we've got a question in from Ellis. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm just going to try and do a bad riffle shuffle. Although that's not bad. Look, regular viewers. For me, that's pretty damn good for a riffle shuffle. Yay! That's cool. Secondly, I'm going to take my victories where I find them. I'm telling you. I know, right? 29 years of shuffling cards, and you'd think I'd be better at it than I am now. Crystal Rose, good evening to Crystal Rose. Right, as regular members will know, when we have 2 questions in, we've got to do a thing. And that's this. Indeed, it's called a talisman toss because we reach into our little bag of talismans. We grab one of them at random. What element are we going for today? We're going for the air element. Wispy, it's your element. So then, how does the talisman toss work? Well, it's a bit like tossing a coin. In fact, it's exactly like tossing a coin. But what we do is we allocate the questions to the coins. Okay, so all right, Ed, bye my darling, thank you for popping in tonight. So what we do, Jack Griffith, you get the sigil sign, so you get the lovely sigil with the wisps of air, and Ellis, you get the writing side, so you get the witch casket air. So which casket is where these talismans came from. This is the air sigil, or the air element. This is the sigil over here. And so, yeah, what we do, we always put the coin, the talisman, sigil side up. I put my arm here to stop it rolling off onto the floor, and we do the talisman toss. Whichever side it ends on gets the next reading. So good luck to the pair of you. 3, 2, 1. Yes, it is talisman. No, sigil side up. Sigil side up. So Jack, that is for yourself. Ellis, go ahead. Select your question and hit copy. And there is time because I've got 40 minutes nearly, so there will be time for probably another free round if we don't get any more super chats in. So there should be time to post it later on in the stream. So then let's go to, let me just go to the other screen. There we go. Jack Griffith, your question, a love reading. Okie dokie. So then we ring the bell, we bring in Wispy, and also I'm going to ask Scarlett, with the fire energy there. Scarlett, we want a little bit of passion maybe. Jack would like a love reading, please. So just give us your input if needed. Right then. So, Wispy. I know Wispy gets jealous when I bring in the other dragons. It doesn't happen very often these days. But they used to come in all sorts of times with the readings. But Wispy, I programmed Wispy rather well, so yay. Again, if you don't know what Wispy is, have a look in the description box. There's a link to a podcast episode just before the page break, which myself and the lovely Necro Neil, my brother from another mother, that Mister from another sister, we talk about egregores, servitors and tulpas, and what my dragons are. So if you're interested, go and check that podcast out. The next podcast is coming. Unfortunately, I had a fibro flare day yesterday, so I was unable to do anything apart from sleep. Yeah, fun. Not fun. Oh, that's a very low drop, Jack. A very low drop. It doesn't mean anything. It's just noting. Right then. So, I love reading, please. Let's have a look. So, where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. Ooh, okay. 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 Well, there's no cups. There's no lover's card. And there's nothing even hinting that that energy is here right now, Jack. So as much as you would desire that love energy to come in right now, there's other things that you need to prioritize. Okay, my darling? It's not saying that this isn't going to come in at a later point, but right now, I think there's other things that you need to clear the energy of before you make space for that love energy to come in. One of them, in the where you are now, we've got the Ace of Swords. Now again, you heard me talk about this card earlier. It's the beginning, or new projects, new beginnings, new ventures, but it is a new challenge coming your way, and it's reversed. So I think it's already here, and I think it's coming from somewhere else. I don't think this is you waking up and saying, I'm going to run a marathon, or I'm going to go and climb a mountain. I don't think it's you making that proactive decision. It's like something's been dumped on your lap and you've got to process and you've got to deal with it. It's something which, yeah, I think it's literally that. I think something's been dumped on you and you have to process and work out what to deal with it, how to deal with it, and how to move forward. And before you can bring in any other type of energy, this needs clearing. In the what you need to know, we've got the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is quite an interesting card because it's talking about being left out of a situation. It's quite often in a standard tarot deck, you'll see that the Five of Pentacles has a person sat outside of what looks like a church building. Sometimes they're in the snow, and it's talking about needing a hand, needing help, needing to basically get some support. You can see we've got the key to this locked door, but this person isn't able to lift the key, or they're not able to access they're not strong enough to turn the lock. They need some support, they need some help, and that is what this is suggesting that you need to do right now in order to clear this project out, particularly because we've got the Justice card coming up. Now, Justice, I didn't bring, hang on, let me just get the animation. Justice is always referring to legal matters because it is Our Lady Justice, and you can see in standard decks it looks a bit more like this. In this deck we've got this image of the same person holding the sword, and the sword itself is the counterbalance for the scales. But if we turn the card the other way up, you can see it's actually the same person reflected. It's just two sides of that same person. Now, this would suggest there is a legal matter, or sometimes it could be like a universal injustice. So it could be that something has happened that has left you in a great big pile of shit that you need to deal with. That's completely not your fault, but you are the one that has to deal with it. Very rarely it can relate to that, but normally it relates to some sort of matter that can become legal, and that is what's coming up in the opportunity position. So or in the future position. So I think that this needs dealing with first, okay? Whether this is forefront of your mind, whether this is something that is going to be ending up on a back burner, it really feels that this needs to be cleared out, dealt with, and then you've got energy to put out into the universe to look for a partner or whatever else. So yeah, Wispy, I'm going to ask for, if this is dealt with, one card. Is there opportunity for romance this summer? Okay, once this is dealt with, is there an opportunity for new romance energy this summer? Ooh, Knight of Pentacles reverse. Right, so Knights are going in all guns blazing. The Pentacles are about growth and also work. So if there's somebody in the workplace you like, but this is reversed. So it could well be that this is going to last through the summer, because again, you've got this pentacle element coming up and this pentacle element here. It doesn't mean that there isn't going to be love energy later on in the year, but it does feel that this summer you need to clear this. Also, bear in mind, I did say love energy. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get... Oh my. If you get my drift, right? That doesn't have to relate to love. A flingette doesn't have to be marriage, kids, house, all of those things. Do you know what I mean? There is still scope for some fun over the summer months that maybe don't lead to full-on hearts, flowers, romance, marriage, kids, relationships. But it does feel that this, whatever this financial energy is, it does feel that this needs to be cleared out first. I hope that helps, Jack. Sorry I can't give you the answers that you were probably hoping for, which was, yes, there's going to be a bevy of gorgeous people just waiting for you just around the corner, but unfortunately I can only read the cards that are given to me, so I hope that helps. Right, let me have a look in the doodah section in the comments. Right, let me have a look. Where are we going? Oh, what's happening? Hang on. It was your wedding anniversary today, 19 years. Oh, congratulations to you and Mr. B. That's lovely. Oh, me and Rufus are hitting 9 years this October. So, wow. Time does fly, Holland. Time does fly. I can barely get to the fact that we're at 9 years. But yes, no, I know they were very, very, very young when they got married. They were very young, like barely old enough to do anything. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody here, not everybody, but lots of people here are neurospicy. We're a very neurospicy, aware group, even with my poorly brain. Do you know what? I asked to get assessed. I've been waiting 2 years. I've probably got 2 more years at least. But I am every single test that I've ever done. You know, if it says you need 70 out of 100 to score that you probably are ADHD, my scores are always like 97. So yeah. Also, I did a really interesting, just on a tangent, because you know that's what us ADHD type neurospicy type people do. We love tangents. So just on a little tangent, I also did an AUDHD test, which basically tests whether or not I am autistic, or on the autistic spectrum as well as on the ADHD spectrum. And that came up, it was some ridiculous, I can't remember what it was. It was something like you have to score out of 1,000 or 1,200 or whatever it was. I can't remember. It was a long bloody survey thing. But anyway, it was like you need 700 to point to this and 900 to point to that. And I was like 970. So yeah, there were lots of bits about my own neurospiciness that I am just about learning. And I'm always growing. But yes, you do look young. You do look young. I know. I may also be planning to dye the grey hair a bit darker. It doesn't look too bad here because, you know, there's a bit of powder dye and a bit of other stuff in. But when you actually look quite closely, there's a little bit of silver flicking through. And I am thinking before Pride, I've got to get a bit of a trim going on and I've got to get some dye. You're the opposite way round, Jay. Autistic with ADHD traits. Yep. Same thing. 5, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. See, it took me a long time to remember that as well. You will be a long time waiting for this. Yeah. Oh, you're on the waiting list as well. Yep. I was told 4 years minimum. Yep. No. Waiting list. Yeah. Well, at least you've got yours. God. Honestly, Ellis, get the appointment, right? Get on the list. Oh, thank you, Jack. Oh, that's really love to hear. What? That's really nice to hear that you think I'm amazing. But that obviously means the reading connected. So thank you very much for that, Jack. That's very kind. But yeah, I mean, what I would say, right? Everybody out there, right? Every single person, if you are wanting diagnoses of whatever condition, whatever type, whatever it is, yes, they're going to be waiting lists, especially if you're in the UK. If you're in the US, I know it's a really different medical system, and in other parts of the world I know it's even more complicated, but just get on the list, right? In 4 years time, in 5 years time, where are you going to be? You could still be doing the exact same things you're doing now, but you would have had that appointment by now. Just make those appointments, forget about them, and when they come up, they come up. And when they come down, they come down. And when they're only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Yeah, all of that. But listen, what are you going to do anyway? You might as well get on the waiting list now. And then when those waiting times come a little bit shorter, or when those waiting times eventually come round to you, you'll be there to get your diagnosis of XYZ, right? You might as well get on the list. You're not going to achieve anything. You're not going to get any diagnosis, any medical assistance. You're not going to get any of that until you get your diagnosis. So you might as well get on the list to get that, and then just live your life. And then when you get your diagnosis, you carry on living your life. Do you know what I mean? It's like I had to wait many years to get my gender appointment. And at this point in my life, I am probably 3 years away minimum from getting back onto the gender list to go for surgery. Minimum 3 years. And I got on the waiting list in 2013, I think it was. So that's like 11 years now. So yeah, just get on lists and then get on with your life until those come up. That's what I would absolutely recommend, no matter what the condition is. Okay, enough about soapboxing. That's the word I was looking for. Right, let's do some more tarot readings, shall we? Let's do some more readings. This is really annoying me. Do I have to put it? Anybody who's ever done like in-ears, are they supposed to go inside your t-shirt? Because that, I think, is going to be the only way that I can actually sort of make these stay in place. And I can't have both in, because if I've got both in, then I can only hear myself in the delay and not from what I'm actually saying. And that is very, very strange. That is too much for my neurospacey brain. Anyway, we accept everybody here on this channel, regardless of identity, how you are, who you are. The only thing we ask is that you not be a prize dick. Okay, you can have one, just don't be one. Okay, that's the important thing on this channel. We accept everybody for who they are. You can be any faith, any religion, any other type of person that wants to come on. We support and encourage everybody the same, and I'm very, very proud of that. And I'm very, very proud of the fact that we've been doing that for what, 3 years, 4 years, 3 years? How long have we been streaming? Don't know. And just to say that, let's bung up the Pride flag. It's not quite Pride yet. Pride starts on Saturday, Pride month, but in the UK it's Pride season. So there you go. Anyway, hang on. It will, listen, having a diagnosis of neurospiciness, what it will do is give you that piece of paper, that little bit of confidence to know, yes, this is a thing. This isn't just me imagining or thinking or making excuses. This is an actual thing. It also might open some doors for coping strategies and things like that. So yes. Anyway, as I was saying, let's go ahead and open up a free round. What do I mean by a free round? It's very, very simple as she realizes that she's not on the right place to press a button. There you go. It should be in the live chat just about now. Recognizing the dice now, look. So to get a reading on the channel, all you need to do is send a super chat to guarantee that you are the next cab off the rank, or you can always pop your question into the live chat starting with the word question when I open a new round, which is officially begun now. So if you want to get that question in, if you want to get a free question, pop your question into the live chat starting with the word question. I will then choose one of those at random. Okay, that's how it works on this channel. To guarantee your reading, all you need to do is send it as a super chat. Yes, indeed. Right. I am... Oh, gosh, I'm just knocking everything off. Let me have a look in the live chat. Okay, I've got 3 questions in. So I'm going to do the old selecting them at random. Neil, could you do me a favour and post the Instagram handle, address, link? Don't know what the word is. Pop the Instagram thingy in the chat if you could do, Neil, because I'm gonna pop it on as a banner in a second. But yes, pop it into the live chat, Neil, because I've got I am now a bit more active, or rather Neil is a lot more active on the Instagram doodah. So yes, whatever the link is, whatever the connection is, Neil will pop that into the live chat hopefully in the next couple of minutes. I think it's Beyond Authentic Tarot on Instagram. I just don't know how to link to it, if that makes sense. Anyway, I've got three questions in from Crystal Rose, Jay and Ellis. So as always, I close my eyes and I'm moving the mouse round, and we're sticking on this one. Or not. Right. Again. Like that. Where's the mouse? Where is the mouse? Oh, hang on my second screen. I definitely need a way of randomizing this in a different manner, because here we go. I'm going to do it between those 3, like that one. Did something... Oh. Hang on. There we go. Oh, this is ridiculous. I keep hitting on the post a comment page. Right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That one. Is that a comment? Ellis. Yay. Ellis, how best to help my sibling? Oh, God. I'm pleased that it was actually a blooming question then. Right. Thank you very much, Neil. Decision Roulette app. I will download it for Sunday. I'm not going to promise that because my brain might not work. But yes, I will try and download it for Sunday. I might be able to... Oh, hang on. Brain. I've got one somewhere. No, it's TubeBuddy. It's not linked to this. Right. Bugger. Anyway, Ellis, your question is up right about... I wasn't ready for that at all then, was I? Your question's coming up right now.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
There we go. Give the bell a good old ring. Bring in Wispy. I mean, I will say I have been streaming for nearly 2 hours at this moment. So we've got 15 minutes left. I'm going to end at 2 a.m. here in the UK. Oh, you've got a clarifying card. Oh, that doesn't count, Wispy. Only one. Right then. So your question is how best to help your sibling. So I'm going to pop that one just there. We got the Knight of Cups reversed. So then, Wispy, Ellis is asking how best to help their sibling. So let's have a wee look in the cut. There you go. So, oh, the Hierophant, the Emperor, and the King of Pentacles, with the Knight of Cups coming in. Right then. So, the Knight of Cups is your... hang on, I need to get on the animations. There we go. The Knight of Cups is your clarifying card, Ellis. So this is the card that basically is looking... It's the card that we look through. This is colours the lens for the rest of this reading. Now, the Knight of Cups itself, if I show you it upright, the Knight of Cups is actually quite a good card. The Knights are that think first, act later energy, so there is that to bear in mind. But Cups is the love suit. So a lot of people would say romance. I always say romance, but it can also be like familial love. It can also be, you know, the people that you care about. It's the emotional suit. And the Knight of Cups is very good at following their emotions. However, it is reversed, which is saying that there is a bit of a disconnect here, whether that's a disconnect between yourself and your sibling, or whether that's a disconnect between your sibling and following, you know, where their heart is going. I'm not quite sure, but there is definitely a bit of a disconnect here because of this reversal. So it's not that there isn't affection there, it's not that there isn't love there, it's that there just seems to be a bit of a disconnect happening. Now, in the where you are right now, we've got the Hierophant. So coming straight off the back, it's saying that you have a certain amount of energy here to act as the guru, as the guide, as the advisor. So you can see here we've got this spiritual step forward, and we've got this sort of almost like a Mandela effect, not Mandela, a mandala going on in the ether here. We've got there's all sorts of different religious symbols coming off. So we've got things like the we've got the pentacle, we've got the fish for the Christians. There's all sorts of other symbology here going on as well. I don't quite know if that's going to... Oh yeah, look, you can see that just above this person's head. So this is talking about, in this instance, basically it feels like you are trying to guide, trying to help, trying to almost find a spiritual path for your sibling. And that's an amazing thing. Keep doing that. If that is something that you've started doing, keep doing it. This could represent mindfulness, meditation, yoga practice, anything like that that is going to help calm or quieten a really active mind, and also help maybe lead to something else in the longer term. So that's where you are. What you need to know, though, is the Emperor reversed, and this is the hardest lesson. Your sibling makes their own decisions. This is going to tug at heartstrings for myself. You can watch your sibling make the most catastrophic decisions, make all of the choices that are absolutely wrong for them. You can watch them destroy their lives and the lives of people around them and not be able to help. And when you do offer help, have that thrown back in your face. And you can do that time and time and time again. Your sibling is the one that is in charge of their life, right? The Emperor here is trying to remind you of that. You may see them making a mistake. You may see them going down a path that is ultimately destructive. You may see them doing things that are going to end up harming themselves, harming the people they're supposed to care about. And you can see that with 20/20 vision. But unless they can see it and feel like they have the autonomy to act, to make different choices, then all you can do is to basically let them live their life and leave the door open, or close the door but leave it unlocked, which is what I've had to do, until they are in a better position. And it may well be that they're never in that better position. So do reach out and help, but this is what you need to know. It may fall on deaf ears. It's that thing of, that, and again, I'm not suggesting that your sibling is in this position, but it's that thing when alcoholics talk about, like, and I'm talking like people like Ozzy Osbourne and some of these people that have been on drugs and drink their whole lives, and then they say they just decided they didn't want to do that anymore and they had to get help because they realized, for whatever reason, they hit rock bottom or whatever happened in their life and they had to make some changes. And it's kind of like that. Until your sibling is able to see that they need to make some changes and maybe make some different decisions in their life, you can be on the outside saying, I think you need this, I think you need that, this might help, this really helped me, this helped sort my head out, and I think it could help you. Why don't you give this a go? Here, I've arranged the appointment, I've got the connection, all you need to do is to ring this person, or all you need to do is be here at this time, and to have that thrown back in your face. And I've been in that situation, my darling, so just be prepared for that. And I'm not saying that's going to happen in your case. I'm just saying, with this Emperor reversed, just remember that it is their, thank you, Holland, it is their own life and they make those decisions. In terms of outcome, we've got the King of Pentacles reversed. Now, the King of Pentacles, kings again make all the decisions. They're the authority person, and Pentacles is work, career, finances, and growth. Now, it feels here, because this is reversed, it feels like, I wouldn't say you're wasting your time trying, but I would say it's probably going to feel like you're wasting your time. Okay, because when the king is reversed like this, there isn't any growth. There isn't any, like, the authority figure is shut down. So a lot like this Emperor being reversed, this King of Pentacles, that Pentacles being growth, again, I think that is shut down. It may well be that you can persevere, and that's something you say might just unlock the key, or might just be the key that unlocks the jail, the prison, whatever. I've always, or a friend of mine used to say that her brain worked, and there'd be something she needed to do or something she wanted to understand, and she just had to find the right key. And she used the analogy of a jailer's set of keys from the oldie medieval type times, where there would be a ring and there'd be like 40 keys on that ring, and she'd have to try each key in the lock, and randomly one day the right key will fit, even though days and days and days before she's tried every key several times over. And it just has to be the right key, so the right words, the right sentiment at the right time that hits home. So I wouldn't say give up, but it definitely feels like it definitely feels like you've got an uphill struggle, put it that way. I really hope that helps. again, I know how heartbreaking it can be to watch from the outside, especially when you it seems that you do have this love connection with your sibling. It's not like it's somebody that you don't like. It's not like it's somebody that, you know, is just, oh, that's just somebody I happen to have been, you know, born with similar blood and DNA from. It isn't that. Hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. But thank you very much for your question. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a better doodah. Right then, let me have a little look. I've got 2 more super chats in, so I need to put the no more super chats on the screen. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do any more super chat readings this evening. We are going to be finishing at well, I'm going to have to go on a little bit later than I planned, but that's fine. Mods, if you need to get off, then absolutely no problem. I will do the last couple of super chats. Right, let me have a look in the comments section. I've got no. All you can do is keep the door open, right? That's all you can do, is to have the support there, right? A bit like, and again, I don't think it is, but it's a bit like having the oh, I've just realized I'm not on the same screen. Having the pamphlet for Alcoholics Anonymous, right? Having the phone number for, I don't know, Gamblers Anonymous, whatever the hell it is, right? Having that phone number to hand so that when they reach out, you've got it there, but not leaving the pamphlet through their letterbox, on their windscreen, you know, emailing it to them, blah, blah, blah. It's a case of you try your best and you try and help, and then eventually it's down to that person to make their own decisions. And if they decide not to take your advice or not to take you up on your effort, then at that moment there's nothing else you can do. I hope, at least if nothing else, Ellis, I hope that it's confirmed that you're doing the very best that you can already, my darling. I really, really do. Let me have a look. Right. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, mods. So that is it. No more super chats, please, everybody. Thank you very much. I am super chatted out for this evening. Yeah. Totally connect to that. Absolutely, my darling. Again, it feels very much like you all you can do is be there if they reach out with a hug and some understanding. So yeah. Right then. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Right. Okay. Let me have a look. So yeah, I hope that helps, Ellis. I really do. So I will sort that Instagram bit out in a second. Moonlight 5, hello. What did my ex feel when he saw me? And what does he feel about the call he got tonight? Right, okay, let's have a look. We'll swap to the other camera. And as always, we're going to cleanse the space with the dingy dongies. There we go. And we're going to bring in Wispy. So, good evening, Wispy. Moonlight 5 would like to know, what did their ex feel when he saw them, and what does he feel about the call he got tonight? Oops. Okay, that's multiple cards. That's my shuffling. That isn't Wispy. So, what did Moonlight 5's ex feel when he saw them, and what does he feel about the call that he got tonight? Let's have a look then. Oh gosh, There we go. So then, Justice reversed. High Priestess. Four of Cups. And we'll go with those two for the feeling. And that one. Right. Wow, you've got major arcana cards coming out the wazoo with this one. So then, the Justice card. This is where they are right now. What did they feel when they saw you? That an injustice had been done, basically, because it's reversed. So whether they felt bad that you had separated or whatever, there was a sense of injustice, a sense of things could have been different, things could have been very different, things could have played out differently. It could be that there's some regret. Sometimes justice indicates regret. I'm not saying that they're wanting to be back with you, but it does feel like there is some type emotion there. The High Priestess, in what's under the surface, they've kind of found, they've made peace with it, right? So I don't know what the phone call is, but overall, in terms of the relationship, they've made peace with the relationship. Whatever it ended, however, they've found, it's almost like they've moved above it, if that makes sense. Because look, if you see here, this High Priestess, she has her eyes closed, but her eyes are also open, and so is her third eye. So there's a lot going on here with this card. She's already made that connection, that spiritual connection, and kind of moved on a little bit from this injustice card. I think that's kind of dealt with, if that makes sense. That's the standard sort of High Priestess that we've got there. The opportunity, when you're asking about the phone call, I don't think there's any, I don't think it made any real difference, because we've got the Four of Cups, and the Four is about stability. And again, you can see the cups and you can see the light, but look, this person doesn't seem moved either way. And that's kind of what it feels. It feels like the ex has moved on. It doesn't necessarily feel that you have, but so yeah, I don't think the phone call made much difference, in all honesty, because that Four, its actions were before the phone call and before seeing you, they're still there now. So it's like, if they've moved on from that relationship, then they've still moved on from that relationship. It's not like they're desperate to go back into it or to relive old times or anything like that. The Ace of Pentacles is linking their initial thoughts with what was going on under the surface, and the Ace of Pentacles is new starts, new beginnings, and growth. So I honestly think that they have moved on. I think they've found, whether or not they found a new partner or a new love or a new fling or whatever, they've moved on in a real sense of no longer feeling connected to the relationship with you. It's just that's something that they did have. Now they don't have it, if that makes sense. It's not like they're pining for you, you know, stopping their life by how can I put it? You know what I mean? They're not waiting for you to come back to them, because they've got this ace is already there and they've already moved on, which is why I think they're spiritually okay with it, and they've made peace with whatever happened. You've got the Moon coming in, which is another major arcana card, and the Moon is coming in between the High Priestess and the Four of Cups. So again, it's hinting that the Moon here is reversed. So it's saying that I don't think that this moving on has happened I don't want to say recently. It feels like they've been in this place for a little while now. So I don't know how long it was the two of you split up, but it feels like however long it's been, they've already moved on. They've already looked at this as being done and dusted. So even if the relationship, even if the relationship from your point of view over, but they had already kind of started to leave the relationship. It's got that impression of time has moved on for them, and I honestly just think they've moved on, because the moon can represent 28 days, so it can represent a month. It can also I've just clicked that, Jay, I've just clicked that, don't worry. It can also represent, though, the moon can represent navel gazing, and this being reversed would actually be yourself. So maybe you are more worried about what they feel about the relationship than they are, because it kind of feels that they've already made peace with it, and you're the one that's kind of almost reliving it with that navel gazing element that the moon brings in. The root of it is another major arcana card, and I think this is what's stopping you, because the root is the sun reversed. Now the sun is one of the most lovely, warm, growth connected cards in the tarot deck. It literally is talking about new life, because life cannot happen without the sun. Life on this planet would not exist without the sun's energy, and the sun brings the ultimate refreshment, the ultimate kind of every single day. It's a new day. It's a new start. When the sun comes up, that is a brand new day, a brand new series of opportunities that lay in front of us. And the thing is, when the sun is reversed, that is a block. And I don't think the block is coming from your ex. It feels like this block is coming from you, because again, the way you've asked the question, it feels like the reversal cards are really more reflecting on your needs or your element rather than your ex. So it does feel like this is blocking. I don't know whether the phone call was from you or whether it was from someone else. I don't quite know what's gone on there, but it doesn't feel like it's made much of a difference to how the ex feels, because we've got this Four of Cups in the emotional sector that is just stable. However, my question would be, if you are the one that made that phone call, why are you still stuck in kind of wanting this relationship to continue, or wanting, not releasing the relationship energy? Because ultimately that is what's holding you back, is not being able to release that, because the sun's energy coming in would be like the sun cleans things, it bleaches things, it dries things, it helps things to grow, it turns seasons, it does all of these lovely things. But that being blocked is stopping you from moving on. And I think that's the key thing here with this reading, my darling. I think it really is. Your ex, all of the cards related to your ex feels like feels like he's moved on. It feels like, whether that's in a big way or whether that's just he's got closure and now he's moving forward, he's out of it. And it doesn't feel like you are, my darling. So maybe it's you that actually does need to find a way to kind of let those energies go, so that you can move on with the sun's energy and that lovely warm glow from the sun. Anyway, thank you very much for your question, my darling. I hope that helps. And again, I don't know whether or not it's what you wanted to hear, whether you wanted to hear that your ex was absolutely heartbroken upon seeing you, and oh my gosh, they cannot live without you, and that isn't what the cards are giving. But I hope you got your answers anyway, my darling, so thank you very much for that. You've sent another super chat, Moonlight 5. Does he even miss you? I've answered that with this. No, he's done with the relationship as it was. He's moved on from being connected to it now. That connection for your ex is severed. He's now moved on in his life. And I think you're the one that now has to try and find a way to do the same. Your ex, truly, with these cards, like, your ex has found peace without the relationship. And I think, my darling, that's probably something that you need to work on as well, my darling. But for tonight, I hope that helps, and that is your reading. And the cards are very clear that absolutely, I think your ex has moved forward. And I know that cuts, and I know that feels incredibly hurtful at sometimes, but it does feel that, he has moved forward. Which brings us to the last reading of this evening. Let me just have a little look. Yep, let me just have a wee little look. No problem, Ellis. I've just seen your questions. Oh, okay. Just looking at the chat. No, I don't think he does, Moonlight. I think he's moved on, my darling. I honestly think your ex has moved on. This is why I think that you need to find some support, my darling. This is where you need to be able to move on yourself. I love him so much, I hate him. That isn't healthy, my darling. If you're not in a relationship with him anymore, you need to be able to let him go. Because if that phone call was you ringing him when he's moved on, that isn't going to bring him back. He literally has severed that energy with you and moved on in his life, my darling. And I think that is also something that you need to do. What's birria tacos? I don't even know what that is. But anyway, yeah. Right, I've got one more question in, and that is from Crystal Rose. A general love reading for Crystal Rose. Okay, my darling, we can do that. I will do your reading straight after this.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
I just needed to get a drink. Right then. My current drink, by the way, I've finished my coffee. Look, finished my coffee. So I'm now drinking Tango Apple sugar-free. Oh, it's nice. It's very nice. I'd forgotten how nice it was, to be honest with you. It's bloody delicious. Right then, Crystal Rose. Let's cleanse your space. Here you are, Wispy, my friend. The last reading tonight. You've done well tonight, Wispy. We've done a lot of readings tonight. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 readings. That's quite a lot. Right then. So, here we go. Crystal Rose. A general love reading, please, for Crystal Rose. A general love reading for Crystal Rose. Let's have a look. Right then. We've had a card flip. And it's only one card. Is it just one card? Crystal Rose. It's just one card and it's the sun. That's so awesome. That's so cool. That is so cool. Crystal Rose, you've got the sun upright as your clarifying card. You saw it jump. I was shuffling the cards. You saw it jump out. This is awesome. Fucking awesome. Yay. So, what does the sun mean? You heard me just say it in the last reading, but this time it's come up upright, which is bloody lovely. It's so cool. So, why am I getting excited about the sun coming up and not the lovers or any of those other romantic cards? Because the sun is about growth, and the sun is about warm energy, loving energy, new, fabulous, amazing growth, wonderful energy. This is beautiful card to come up, and this is your clarifying card, Crystal Rose. So this is saying whatever else the cards have to tell us, the sun is infusing everything. So even if we get really negative cards, the sun's energy is coming in, which is basically going to be saying, look, don't worry about it, you'll get through this. There's a hell of a lot of lovely growth. Okay, lovely, bloody lovely. So Excuse me. Let's have a look. So, Wispy, we're going to do... I'll tell you what, we'll use the standard. Why break it if it ain't broken? So, where you are right now. Ooh, Ace of Cups. Romance suit. You is ready. Wow. What you need to know. Okay. King of Swords. And what is coming up in the opportunity. Oh, Queen of Cups. But there's a little bit of a twisty twist going on. What is linking the Ace of Cups to the King? Oh, the Heartbreak card. That's not a problem in this position. Not a problem in this position. That's fine in this position. I'll explain why. Linking the King of Cups to the Queen. We've got the Moon again. She was reversed last time. And now she's upright. I think this is the 4th time the Moon's appeared tonight. 3rd or 4th time. And the root of it all, Justice again. Right. Okay, you saw me shuffle them. I put the cards into different positions throughout the deck. So I literally, as I put the cards back in, they go like there. They go through the deck, right? And then I shuffle them and then they just appear where they appear. I've got used to it and I'm not questioning it anymore. So, okay, Crystal Rose, let's have a look. I'm grateful for you, Crystal Rose, sending this in as the last reading tonight, because it feels like we're ending on a bit of a happier point. So, in the where you are now position, let me just... Sorry, the only thing about Apple Tango is it's a bit fizzy and it repeats on you. So, in the where you are now position, we've got the Ace of Cups, right? So the Ace of Cups is new beginnings, brand new starts in your love zone, right? You are ready for romance again. You are ready for love again. You are willing to open up that love energy part of your life and to accept some love energy in, right? That is where you are right now. It feels like it's been a while to get there, but it feels like you're there, right? It feels like you've now got some space to fill with that romantic love energy. This is in your what you absolutely need to know. I think this is an X because the linking card is the Heartbreak card, right? So it feels like the King of Swords, that energy is done and dusted, way over with, but is lingering. And the reason I'm saying it's lingering is because I think that you are over the X. I think that things have moved on. I think that you're in a whole better headspace, but it's still not fully healed, right? There is still an element of the scar is the wound is scarred over. Everything has, on the surface it's healed, but you do have a scar, right? I've got a little scar. Don't really can see it. There you go. Look, just there, right? Do you know what that was? That was a can of dog food. When you open a can, it's got the bit stuck in it, and that caught my hand. And that was from when I was about 8. That's like, oh God, that's nearly 40 years ago. Jesus, nearly 22 years ago. Yeah. That scar's always going to be there. I'm always aware of it. Every time I open a tin, there's a little tiny bit in the back of my head that goes, you don't want to cut your hand open. Every time, right? Even with the ring pull ones, I go, oh, be careful of that because... And it's like this king is lingering because of the same reason. It's like, yes, the wound has healed. The scar is there. All the scabs have fallen off. It's fine. You've just got a little scar to move on with. But you're always going to have that memory. You're always going to have that thing of, I'm opening up a tin of beans. Don't cut yourself. And again, for you in the romance field, you're always going to have that thing of, let's not pick another twat. Let's not pick another douchebag. Let's not have another, absolute bad un. Let's not repeat that cycle, which is a good thing to have as a kind of scar, if you like. That's a good thing to have as a warning bell. Where you're headed, cautiously, it's a positive card. Now, the Queen is reversed, so I do think there is more nurturing for yourself that you need to do, because she's the ultimate nurturer. And when she's reversed, it's very much talking about, you know, making sure all of that loving, positive energy is there. But she is here. She's in your future. The loving, nurturing energy, that loving positive vibe is here. She's ready for you to experience this. So it does feel as if there is love energy here. Yes, I do think there's still a little bit of work to do with this, because we've still got the heartbreak card connecting, but I don't think it's stopping anything, because we've got the sun coming in. And even though there's some work to do, it's almost like you'll do it with a spring in your step and a happy place and all of that. You know what I mean? It's like la 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 la. Thank you, Neil. La 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 la. Sun, sun, sun. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're going to be spinning. You almost see here, if the camera pulled away far enough, you'd see this person reenacting the Julie Andrews Sound of Music, twirling round and round and round on the hilltop type thing, right? Linking in the king to the queen, we've got the moon again. This could mean actually a month. So it could be within a month, possibly two, because it's in that level. There could be some romantic energy coming your way, some from external. There could be some positive love energy coming in. I would say the moon is also linking. Hang on, my in-ear keeps falling out. I would say, though, also the moon here is more likely to be saying that there is still a connection here between these two cards that you need to be aware of, right? Between the ex that is forgotten and the new vibes that you're bringing in. It's like the heartbreak card is saying beware, oh, I'm still healing, oh, I'm still raw, whereas the moon is saying, look, actually we're not raw anymore. We can let that go, and not everybody we're going to meet is going to be a bad, and not everyone we're going to meet is going to end the way that the last one ended, you know, or the one before that, or whatever it is. We're going to be okay. And the moon is kind of giving you that hint of, yes, you had a heartbreak, but that's in the past, and actually trust the universe to send you better energy now, particularly with this sun card coming in. And then the root of it again is the justice card. So again, it's coming in and saying, look, I think you deserve a good summer. I think you deserve, and the universe thinks you deserve a better time in your romantic sector, right? And whether that means you're going to have a fling over the summer or several flings over the summer, it feels like that is like it feels like this is your summer to go out and have some fun. Whether that's dating one person, whether that's dating a few people until you decide which one actually your heart lies with. It's saying go out and have some fun. This sun card coming in, it's like this coldness that we see with this card, the nighttime we see with the moon, the coldness that comes in with the King of Swords. Swords is very wintry vibes. It's like the sun is going to come in and bring warmth to all of this, and it's going to lead. You've got where you are, new heart energy, where you're headed into the future, nurturing heart energy. All the rest of it is still, you know, licking wounds from the past and dealing with all of that shit, but you're doing it with this knowledge that I think this is going to be a very happy summer for you. And I think that whether that is spending time with friends, going out and doing things, having a laugh, and then, oh, who's this person over there? They seem rather interesting. Can I get your phone number, please? You know what I mean? It's like, get yourself out, have an adventurous summer, and you don't know, part of that adventurism could well be going on dates and could well be meeting someone that at least is going to bring a little bit of into your life, if you know what I'm saying. It might not be the person that is going to be in your life for the next 50 years, but there's no reason why it might not be. Do you know what I mean? There's no reason why it couldn't be. With these cards, there's no reason why it couldn't be. I am grateful. Look, hang on. I need to do this because, look, I've been smiling and slightly blushing as I'm doing this reading because it genuinely feels like this is going to be fun and light and frivolous and exciting, and it's almost like in my head it's like a montage in a movie of that golden summer sunshine and all of these lovely things you're going to be doing. It feels like this is going to be a really light and warm and invigorating summer months for you. It really does. And I do think there is at least the potential for some loving flings, maybe something a bit more serious, maybe something a lot lighter. Maybe it's going to be several do you know what I mean? Several wows. Why not? Anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I'm just going to show you all. This is when I put the cards back in the deck. This is literally how I do it. So each card goes in separated. So if anybody's wondering, like, how come cards keep coming up, I have no idea, apart from the fact that Wispy is very good. And if you've been here for a long time, you'll know that Wispy's very good at setting in the first few readings what the repeat cards are going to be, and then they come up time and time and time and time again. But yeah, this is the way I always do it, is I separate the cards, shove them in, and then shuffle from there, and I always flatten them down like that, so I don't have any idea where those cards are now. I just shuffle them. So yeah, that is it from tonight, everybody. I'm going to come back into the comment section. Do you know what? It barely feels... What is it? Hang on. What do we do? It's nearly 2:30. So that's 2 3/4 hours. 2 3/4 hours. Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot of readings that I've done in that time. Nearly 3 hours of live streaming. But it feels like we've only just get going, even though it is 24 minutes past 2 in the morning and I do need to go to bed. Let me just have a look in that there live chat. Okay, Moonlight 5. Okay. I hope you're okay, Moonlight 5. Thank you for your messages. Oh, mocktails are good. You really are ready. It's been a while. A lot of healing. Yeah, it feels like it. That King of Swords, he was a bit of a dick, wasn't he? He was a bit of a... Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, that one. Yes, absolutely. I agree, Ellis. It ended 6 years ago. Yep, he was a dick. But it did take you a little while to heal. And there are some things where you're like, nope, no red flags. Don't want to see that in another one. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, look at the nibbling coming in with the wisdom. You is wise. There is someone around you right now. Oh, that's good, Crystal Rose. Oh, it feels really positive. Why not? Listen, why not take the bull by the horns or other body parts and invite him out sometime this summer on a nice warm day. What you want to do is go somewhere when the weather's predicted to be really nice and warm and sunny and just say, do you fancy going for a walk in the park and maybe getting an ice cream? Just walk around this romantic pond, have a little chat with a coffee and get an ice cream. Why not? You'll be surprised how many good relationships starts with, do you fancy getting a coffee? You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Let's go for coffee. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Let me have a look. We're not taking readings, Sean G. Unfortunately, my darling, we are all out of here. We are all out of time. We will be back on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. But I will do another late night tarot reading for our American cousins and anybody else who's a nighthawk like me and who normally, I've got to say, right, normally, honest to God, I would just about be thinking about going to bed at this time at 2:30. I would be, if I had to get up in the morning to do some things in the morning, then I would be already in bed about now. But on a normal night, I would be thinking, I can squeeze in one more Doctor Who episode. I can probably squeeze in another 2 Star Trek Lower Decks. Or if I'm watching some random shite on YouTube, I can probably get one more Sitting with Dogs recap pup date, because I love that. So yes, absolutely. It does sound beautiful, doesn't it? It does sound beautiful. It does. You've just been reading at this time. I can imagine. I no longer read because I'm lazy. Mainly because I don't want to be in bed with my glasses on and fall asleep, because that way I break my glasses and I can't read without them now because I'm old. But anyway, that is it from me. I've got to say huge thank you to, I know, aren't the moderators and the regulars and the subscribers, isn't this community wonderful, Crystal Rose? Isn't this the best community? I honestly think it's one of the best communities on YouTube. YouTube can sometimes be quite a toxic platform. I love our corner of it. I love our community. And I've got to say huge thank you to my moderators, to Neil, to Jay, to Ed, to Holland, to Patricia, who unfortunately wasn't able to join us tonight because it was rather last minute that I decided to go live. But thank you to everybody for being part of here, for being part of the channel. The mods help no end. They literally they will talk to me in a private chat if there's people that are perhaps a little bit difficult to deal with. They will talk very, very kindly, and they will offer support on the channel, on the chat to each of you that's asking questions. And also, what I love about this channel is that other people that have had readings done will stick around and also offer us support and offer advice. And that is one of the things I find is most wonderful. We really are etching out a really healthy and, for me, really positive corner of the YouTube space, and I'm really, really grateful for that. But anyway, thank you to the mods, thank you to the subscribers, thank you to the viewers, thank you if you asked a question, thank you if you sent a chat, and just generally thank you also, by the way, to the replay crew. There we go. Look, much how can I hang on, if I don't move but my arm does, there you go, now you can see the heart. Much love to the replay crew as well. But that is going to be it from me. Oh, thank you, Crystal Rose. Thank you. Honestly, I couldn't do this without everybody else being here. So thank you to everyone who helps this channel in any way you can. So then, everybody have a wonderful night. If you are heading off to bed, have wonderful dreams, have positive thoughts, awake in the morning, bright and light and fluffy and all of those things, and do wonderful things tomorrow. But that is going to be it from us today. Don't forget, the members only live chat is available at 6 p.m. on Sunday, and the next time I'm streaming will be 7 p.m. UK time on Sunday evening. So if you want a tarot reading again, come and join us then. But that is it for me tonight. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely join you on the next one. See you on Sunday. Bye-bye.